Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Rini, this is the Enchanted Planner, and today we're going to talk about 10 creative ways to use washi in your planner. The theme for the month of March in the Planner TNT challenge that Di and I host is washi. So we thought it would be useful and of course fun to come up with creative ways to use washi. So each of us have come up with 10 ways. Neither of us knows what the other has chosen, so this should be interesting. I tried to steer too clear of... Okay, sorry, apologies for the interruption. My kid came downstairs. Okay, so what we're doing today, where was I? Oh yeah, so we've got 10 creative ways to use washi. So these quick tutorials are meant to sort of get everybody's creative juices flowing and spark some ideas. Washi is really quite versatile and can be used in so many fun ways. So we're gonna start out with, I've done my homework ahead of time. We're gonna start out with borders. Now, I didn't realize how difficult that might be to see actually on camera, so I pulled out a secondary one. So like, you know, a simple way to use washi to jazz things up is to just border your spread. And you don't have to go top and bottom, you don't have to stay within the lines. You could go to the very top of the page and the very bottom of the page. I've done a little bit of all of it. So I've got a couple of examples to show you. So like this is a more simplistic one where I just literally bordered within the spread. This one, however, I layered a couple of them, excuse me, to make it pop a little bit more. And what happened to my other, I had a third one. Okay, so this one I took right to the bottom of the page. This is a specialty washi, which we'll talk about later. But this one I took right to the bottom of the page because it afforded me a little bit more room to work with. Okay, so we have borders, and you can make borders of any kind anywhere on your spread. Number 2 is making boxes and shapes with washi. So, you know, if you wanted to do a sticker-free spread, you could just literally create all of your boxes with, so it's going to be messy because we're doing this on the fly. Okay, so hold on. But like, you know, we can create just a simple box, nice and easy, right? Then you could clean that up or leave it as is. But you know, that's my number 2 example, is using it to make boxes and shapes. Number 3 is using it to make headers. And the only thing to consider is washi does not always like to stick to itself, especially when it's on glitter washi. Now you can use it to make headers. These are a old set of washi from the Washi Tape shop. I don't believe this one is available anymore, but I will take a look. If I can find it, I will link it in the description, and you can save 10% by using the code Enchanted 10. But you can write on washi. So I chose these ones because they're nice and light, but let's just, you know, pull one out. Now, what I would make a suggestion of is, oops, my washi doesn't want to stay in there. I used my Energel, my Pentel Energel, to write on these. So we can go to do, right? Now, it does dry eventually, but I would give it time. I would probably be more inclined to use something like a Sharpie or a more permanent ink, because I hadn't really thought about that. And it's not that I smudged anything, but you know, it does it dry? Does it dry pretty quick? So it smudged a little bit. So it just needs appropriate time to dry if you're using a gel pen. The same can be used for a checklist. If you wanted to create quick checklists in your planner, you could just lay down a strip of washi and then put in your bullet points. Number 5 is accenting with washi. So I've torn some strip or some grid washi here and little strips to create like almost like a, I want to say a photo corner, but just to sort of tack it down to the page kind of look. So that would be number 5. Number 6 is decoratively. So I just laid out some strips of washi and drew flames. I cannot draw. I was impressed the crayon came out this good, but I cannot draw. So, you know, to make little simple candles. And again, I just made a strip of washi and I cut it to resemble a crayon at the top and then wrote on it, and away we went, right? So you can use washi in a variety of different ways decoratively. Next up is by filling in shapes. So I just pulled out one of my like, excuse me, hold on one second. Let's just, do I have a smaller one on here? This is the smallest one. Okay, so I just sort of came in here and drew on the shape, right? And then I took some washi. What color? What color? Let's throw a green in here. So I took a little bit of washi, and I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'm just going to demonstrate to you how I did this. So we go in by, I would white out the line, okay? But I'm going to go in over top, and I'm just going to tear the washi off, and I'm going to layer it up, and I'm going to layer it up. And then once it's filled, I come in with the X-Acto knife and gently, because I cut through the page when I was doing this on the other ones. Oops, I went off my circle. Circles were probably the worst I could have chosen to do this with. But you just lift the washi off. And there you go. So it's just another, it's a little bit more complicated. It's a little bit more involved for sure, but it's a fun way to use washi in your planners. Oh, that just gave me another idea. See, I could have drawn like little peoples in there. That could be the grass. I skipped one. This is patterns and designs. So I just simply took washi and laid it out to create, that is absolutely atrocious. Even though it's a demonstration, I still want it to look okay. So do I have the other one? I do. Let's go with the same pattern because I still have it here within grab. See, so I just laid them in accordingly and then trimmed them off. And I would probably continue this pattern on the other side like this, or going straight up and across the page. Just a fun way to use washi, right? Next up is backgrounds of all kinds. So if you've got blue washi, you could make the sky. If you've got green washi, you could use it to make grass. If you've got brown, you could use it to make dirt. Like there's so many different ways that you can use washi to make backgrounds, and these tie in together, backgrounds and bases for things, right? So if we look at this example, I've used 3 layers of washi here to sort of make the ground for the squad girls. And in this example, I've used it to make the shelves for the books, right? So just a couple of quick things to share with you on how I've used it personally in my own planners. When I was laying this out, I immediately thought of picnic blanket. So I went and grabbed my pen again, and then we made a little picnic blanket down here. The last thing we're going to talk about is more along the lines of specialty washi. So like this one, this grass washi that I've got down here, I've had for a couple of years. I actually picked it up at Staples. It is Scotch brand. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's Scotch brand Expressions. So it's fun. This cloud washi is from the Washi Tape shop. I will, again, go and see if it's still available. They don't always have the same stock. They seem to rotate things or discontinue what they are actually carrying. So hopefully it's still available, because this is a fun washi. I've used this quite a bit to make different skies and whatnot in different little scenes. That's fun. And of course the grass, but the grass has been really hard to find. I've searched Amazon for it. So my suggestion would be to check out your local Staples, because that's where I picked that up. Staples, or maybe Walmart. Places that aren't going to move stock really fast would probably be a good place to look for this washi. That would be my suggestion. But that's all I got for you guys today. Now, don't forget, go and check out Di's video. I will link hers in the description below. And I can't wait to see what she's come up with either. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if there's a way you have creatively used washi that I would love to hear about. thanks so much for watching, guys. If you're new to the channel, drop us a comment down below letting us know you're new so we can formally welcome you to our community. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to hit this don't forget to hit the subscribe button on your way out. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Ciao.